Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. Pretty much everyone in the Republican Party is now awful in different ways.
Awful,
some
awful.
homophobic, some racist, some sexist, some. We were just saying.
Don't know a lot of
Gun
dykes that shoot their dogs
violence
in the
is
face.
a joking matter. Yeah.
No, well, you retweeted the at the request of Governor Noem, we're removing the passage regarding Kim Jong Un from her book No Going Back, and you said looks like even the title is bull,
Yeah.
since she is indeed going back, and now it looks like the book tour is canceled. Aww,
Yeah.
it was going so well.
I mean, if you see a side by side, we've got this Kimberly Guilfoyle thing that happened to Kristi Noem from whenever she was in Congress to now.
Yeah.
And it seems to be the road to MAGA. Like, it's the
Yeah.
road to Mar-a-Lago is paved with plastic surgery. Like, I don't even know how to
With
say
bimbosity. Yeah, I know. But that's another subject, Dana, is like Republican humor. It just her saying, like, Commander meet cricket.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the most horrible, unfunny way to and then we were talking about, like, just when we're all having fun with Bobby Kennedy's brainworm. Who is it? I can't remember the name.
It was
some
no, I
Republican
was
makes a
just
Kennedy
looking at it.
assassination joke about a hole in your brain. I'm like, oh my God.
It's Mike Collins, and he's the
That's it,
same
yeah.
one
Yes.
that was touting the Ole Miss student who was making racist gestures at a beautiful black woman. Rep Mike Collins is awful.
Yeah.
Awful, awful.
Yeah. I don't know what to say anymore about this party. Okay.
Yeah.
You tweeted, I can't tell if this Trump diapers thing is real, and I hate that we're where we are because I can't tell if it's real. Which Trump? Did I miss a Trump diaper thing?
There was some AI stuff and things were being edited where it looked like they were holding up like real men wear diapers, like
Yeah.
Trump
Oh.
2024. But
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't tell if it had been a
with
doctored
Trump
photo.
fans. With
Right,
Trump fans, I know you
right.
can't tell what's
Yeah.
real with them because there are women with, like, he can grab with a
Oh, yeah.
arrow down to their vagina. Like, I'm like, people, you wear that in front of your kids? Like, I don't. Okay.
I mean, if this is how we're going to normalize adults wearing diapers, great. But I'm like, oh, because it should be. But this is also one of those things. I'm like, this is bizarre. We're living in the upside down.
Right. Yeah, where you can't tell anymore what is real. Okay. Jen Psaki, by the way, talking about, we were saying how great the Howard Stern interview was, and just,
Yeah.
what a truly just sort of decent man Joe Biden is. And that's like, Howard Stern was saying, I'm not even, like, he's not political necessarily. He didn't want to talk politics. He just, it comes across like I think the most amazing stuff was him once again talking about his family and his son and just his he just is, he's just, I feel like a man of boundless sort of decency and empathy, and
Yeah,
that gets
he
lost
is.
in all the,
No, I'm in a complete agreement with you. Those of us who have met Joe Biden, he exudes empathy and caring, and he is one of the most compassionate men
Yeah.
who has experienced a tremendous amount of loss in his life, and it hasn't broken him.
Yeah.
It's only made him more caring.
Yeah, I keep saying that's when America will find out in November, finally, the answer to the question, have we at long last no decency left?
Yeah.
Jen Psaki.
Well, I think the benefit of the media environment right now, there's a lot of challenges, but I'm going to start at the optimistic side, is that there are so many choices. And when you're communicating from the White House, I mean, respect for freedom of speech and freedom of the press is important, but you're also really just trying to communicate with the American people.
Right.
So my view is he should come on The View before he does a press conference.
One more. Here we go.
People want to have real conversations about issues that are happening. I think press conferences are important, but I also think him doing Howard Stern, that's an interview that reached a broader audience of people. Him talking to the guys from Smartless, which is a great podcast.
I love that.
So if you're in the White House, you're not thinking about, am I checking the box on doing the most interviews?
Yeah, and one last one.
You're thinking about, am I doing the most I can to communicate my message to the American people? That's who I represent. So I would say more Howard Stern, come on The View, more Smartless conversations where you're having conversations about policy, but they're real ones.
Yeah, I mean, why would he sit down with the New York Times? You know,
would he?
I mean, go ahead.
No, I think there's no good reason for it. Also, if this is going to be the repercussions of him not, why would you ever now you're holding him hostage with his age. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like he's going to fold on this and sit down and be like, oh, well, since you wrote
Yeah.
270 articles about how
Yeah.
old I am and senile, why don't we talk now?
Right,
It's bizarre.
right. They've done 65 articles on how old he is. Like, the article they would do if he sat down would probably look like the Her Report.
Right.
I mean,
Absolutely.
it's just, anyway. That's why they're going crazy about the Howard Stern interview, because you could see how great he is, how great Joe Biden is. And, I just,
Yeah.
you cannot write this election cycle that Bobby Kennedy is the one talking outwardly about having cognitive issues and a dead worm in
can't.
his head. Okay. My favorite joke is the worm died of a nut allergy. But that's,
We fell in love, and we are
did.
each other's longest relationship with a woman.
it's true. It's true for me.
Wow. Oh boy, that is true, isn't it?
Yes, I know, but it is funny. But you were fantastic. Obviously,
Yes.
it would have been one date and done had you
Done,
not.
yeah.
Right.
But no, I locked. I sealed that deal when I came into the basement.
Would have been like, okay, check that, Reiner. Reiner, favor off my list.
That Reiner booking.
Reiner booking. Good morning, everyone. How's
Yeah.
everyone
You know what-
doing in
'cause
the
listen-
apocalypse of democracy?
Oh,
We're
God.
used to the guy that owns the show that's trying to kill me for the life insurance money. So I met a guy at a bus stop. He'd be fantastic. How many pitches have we gotten from Ron?
That's how we got Dr. Redlener.
That's true.
Yes.
Every now and again, lightning strikes even with Ron.
Right.
But usually it's some rando. Okay, anyway. I have to bring you into this conversation because I happened to watch the what the hell's his name? Tom Brady roast.
I watched a little bit
on
of it.
Netflix. I was saying to Chris, but I don't know why. I guess because I don't go to a lot of stand up, first of all, or watch a lot of roasts. And I just was struck in 2024 about how many homophobic jokes there were. And it's like Chris was saying, I guess it's that straight guy jock macho towel snapping but the joke is like, oh, I get the joke is that would be funny if Tom Brady were gay. That would be like, because it's obviously he's not, but that was over and over was something I guess that they found riotous.
I think I agree with you. I get the premise of it. It's unfortunate that it's based in somehow gay people are seen as weaker or less than, especially in sports. And that's why a lot of people don't come out, which is unfortunate because they're afraid of getting bullied and they aren't seen as masculine or feminine if it happens to be a woman. But yeah, it's still part of the jokes. It's part of the roast. And because there's rumors swirling around and he's always dating these models that everyone just thought that this was a good talking point for him specifically. Some of the other jokes are brilliant. Nikki Glaser is one of the best at what she does.
Yeah, and I've met Nikki.
Kevin,
and she's great. And she was actually, I thought, the best. Interestingly, for this big macho thing, she was actually.
Well, I also think that's the thing. Like, Nikki's very good at this, so she doesn't need to necessarily go there. Some of these other people, they don't know how to roast, and so their inclination, unfortunately, is to go to something like that, which is just low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
No
well,
pun
Jody
intended,
and I were talking about that. You're right. There's a bit of misogyny in it. It's not just homophobia. It's that, oh, you're like a girl.
Right.
You're
Right.
run like a girl. You throw like a girl. Something. I mean, it's like a weird. I was talking about my boy bike gang I used to ride with. That's how they insult each other if they were falling behind. Is like, oh, is your vagina? Got sand in your vagina today? Is your tampon loose? And I thought it was hilarious. I was just like, is this how straight guys insult each other?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It is, and it is literally based in they see the women as a weaker sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. But I thought it was interesting because Chris was like, yeah, I've been called the F word, ever since I was however old,
Ever since I was like, 9 or 10.
I was feeling more sympathy for our male gays, Dana, because I just was saying, I have to be honest, like, I've never really experienced homophobia. I mean, I think there's a presumption of straightness. Like, I've had, even guys that have hit on me and they find out I'm gay, it just becomes like a three-way joke
challenge.
for having sex with me and my hot girlfriend. Like,
Or a challenge.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? I don't think I've experienced homophobia in the same way that, say, Chris has.
You haven't, because
Yeah.
you are a feminine looking woman who would not necessarily clock as being a lesbian. And, in our society and in this patriarchal society, men's fantasy is two attractive women together
Yeah.
where they can watch. And so when they meet you, they're like, oh, everything's about to play out. And you're like, oh my God, it's not.
Oh
at
my
all.
God,
You're
no.
going to feel very
That
left out
penthouse
if
letter
there's
ain't
another woman
happening.
involved in this. Yeah.
I used to do those jokes in my act. I'll never forget having a male general manager of a radio station say, "I don't do that. It makes men feel bad." Like, meaning, don't even joke about it because it makes men feel bad that you won't have sex with them. I
Isn't
was
that
like,
crazy that you, oh my God.
because I think the joke was like, when I say gay, they hear three-way, and then I did a whole bit about, what is that thing about, But I don't know. Anyway, I was saying, I was quoting Shelley Wright, who I call my coming out coach. But, that's always resonated with me. She said that's why it's important for those of us that can hide not to. Because
Yeah.
there's some people that haven't been able to hide their whole lives and have experienced homophobia on a much more visceral level, right?
Yeah, and listen, I know this is sort of a left turn, but seeing Queen Latifah on the red carpet of the Met Gala with her girlfriend was it wasn't necessarily a big announcement. She was out with her partner. That is that's movement in the right direction.
Yeah.
Especially for Black women. I really wish she would come out in a bigger way, but to have her be there with her partner was visibility. It was
Yeah.
visibility.
Yeah.
People
Well,
have to come out in ways that they're comfortable.
That's what I think, Chris. I was just going to say, I think if we judge people for how they come out or how much they've come out or did they do
Right.
it soon enough, because, we both got that,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It was lovely
Yeah.
to see her. It really
I just
was.
think, let's let everybody, you do you, boo.
Yeah.
Anyway, but anyway, no, I just realized, how watching that roast, like how, male targeted that is. And I was saying that Bill Burr, I guess, did a whole thing about how, middle-aged men of a certain age, the F word for gay men, it's just, it's part of it's part of our vocabulary. There's just a big gap there that we're trying to figure out how you fill it, And I guess I get it. Like, they didn't necessarily even mean gay man when they used the term, but I guess the fact is it's derogatory. Like you said, it means you're bad at sports or you're weak like a girl or something, right?
Yeah, it's listen, I feel like it's strange. I don't want to say strange, but there's also some power in taking a word back that has been used against us as a community and being able to use it in a different way. And so, if Chris is going around and they're using the F word to college, they just do that jokingly. It's not surprising to me.
Yeah. I don't.
Leah
but-
Leah
Yeah.
Delaria loves to be called a dyke,
Yeah.
and I hope that's not a bad word that you need to drop. But
No.
she prefers it. She
Yeah.
prefers that. She's a butch dyke, and some other people would be highly offended by that word.
Yeah.
Highly offended if it's used in a derogatory way. But she chooses to embrace it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, everybody has
listen,
their
as
own.
someone that puts my finger in the dike of Trump news every day, what?
Everybody has their own comfort with what they do,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
what they put up with.